is crazy. I can't put that on public. That is crazy. That is the craziest thing. Like I cannot ever put that on public. It's always on friends. For what? What is that gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. Nathan, nothing at all. I have no idea. I have no idea. None. Answer the question in the poll, man. Answer the question in the poll. Everybody, welcome back to the Roddy Rod Show. It's your boy Roddy Rod. I gotta change that real quick. Let me change something. Let me change that. See what's going on here. Y'all make sure y'all answer the poll. I got a poll up there in the chat. Answer that poll so I can get a little bit of feedback. Because I'm trying to see how a guy's approaching women because I keep seeing this stuff on my timeline about men approaching women, well, not approaching women, and I'm trying to see what's going on. Even though I have my own thoughts and ideas about why that is, but I'm trying to see what would be everyone else's answer and why aren't they approaching women? Because in my opinion, a lot of them are just unapproachable with all of the things that they've been saying about men and doing all of these different things and berating men and making men feel like they're creeps or weirdos for approaching them. There's no wonder why men have stopped approaching. I don't know, Miss UK lady. I don't know the answer to that. I don't even pay attention to no pageants. But yeah, why are men not approaching? Somebody please tell me this. And if you are approaching, answer my poll. Like I said, like w- what would be your answer? Okay, somebody already answered it, and it says they don't. Now, why don't you? That's what I'm trying to see. Why don't you approach? I think a lot of dudes have just decided that it's just not worth it to get involved with a lot of these women, which is a sad thing. I'm one of these people too. Like I just don't even want to waste my time a lot of times. I see women who I think are very attractive when I'm out and about. I don't even stare at them. Maybe that was like a high school thing. You would kind of look at a girl and kind of give her the eyes, like, damn, like you fine, whatever. But now I'm just like, nah. I kind of look at them. I just turn my head. I go back to shopping or whatever I'm doing in the mall, and I just go on about my business because I know if I stare too long, you know, they'll be calling me a creep or a weirdo or acting like I'm invading their space or I'm undressing them with my eyes. UK lady says society has made it acceptable to be cruel to men and degrade them. It's disgusting. Yeah, society has definitely made men feel very strange in our natural being. Like we naturally like women. We naturally want to be around women. Naturally want to court women. But society has told us that that's wrong, and we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be approaching women at the rate that men used to approach women. It's like creepy. This guy is weird. But now you see a lot of women are saying, "Why aren't men approaching?" I mean, you have some women who sit up here and want people to constantly take them out on dates. And I think a lot of dudes have gotten tired of that. They just like, look, I'm not a piggy bank. Like I'm not here to just take women out on dates so they can get free food. Because a lot of women do that. They want you to take them out. They want you to come spend money on them. And then they don't like you. And the next day they get another guy, have them take them out on a date. They get some free food, go shopping or whatever it is. And, they get to live a certain lifestyle that men are just like, I'm not going to keep breaking open my wallet for something that I'm not even sure about. But society expects men to constantly dish out money to take women out on dates. Every day I gotta, every a couple of times a week, I need to take someone out on a date. So I gotta spend money on them. And if I don't spend X amount of dollars on them, I'm somehow a bad person, or I'm cheap, or I'm not putting out enough effort. It's like, come on now, like, so the requirement to take you out is I have to spend at least $100, $200. How do you think that makes me feel? That makes me feel like I'm I'm nothing more than a piggy bank. I'm nothing more than a dollar bill to you. And the precedent that you usually set in the beginning is how women want the relationship to go. So if you're a piggy bank in the beginning, then they want you to constantly be a piggy bank. UK lady says, we have forgotten to appreciate our differences and celebrate men and women. We are not the same. Exactly. We are not the same. We are not the same. And they've condemned men because we not the same. Women do things a certain way, and that way, in my opinion, has gotten out of control. This is why, like I say, you have these women who want guys to constantly take them out and spend X amount of dollars on them. You have women who want men to always cater and pamper to whatever they want and however they feel. And they want you to honor that. And they want you to respect that. But they never want to respect how a man feels. Anything that a man says or how he feels is somehow wrong. So you see a lot of men now actually speaking out how they feel about relationships, how they feel about women, how they feel about dating. And people don't like it. They say, oh, this red pill content, and you got misogynists online and they're preaching hate towards women now. That's not even true. What it is men are letting other men know, I feel the same way. Wake up, brothers, open your eyes. Look at what's going on. We need to take back the reins and say, look, we not operating like that no more. If y'all want to operate like that, then do it on your own time, but you're not going to do it on my time. This is why a lot of dudes just don't approach. They just say, look, I'm not gonna waste my time. It's cool. It's plenty of women out here. I'll find somebody who I don't have to spend $300 on when I go out on a date, who I don't have to call you every time just to see what you're doing and you never call me. Because a lot of women do that too. And I've noticed that with women. They constantly want you to, how you doing? Texting them and calling them. But when you don't call, it's like he doesn't put forth any effort. But I can say the same thing to a lot of these women. Y'all don't put forth any effort. The effort from women is very, very minimal. The effort that you get from a woman in trying to see if she likes you is very, very minimal. Even if you have conversations with these women on the phone, they don't even know what to say. Usually they start gossiping. Like they think that's conversation. That is not conversation. Men do not like to gossip. Okay, cool. You tell me something about what's going on in your family, but after that, I don't really care. Like, if I ask you a question, you're going to take offense to that. If I be real with you about what I want, you're going to be mad about that. But if you tell me what you expect from a man and what you expect from a relationship, I need to sit back, listen, take it in, and don't have anything to say. That's just not right. UK lady says men should be valued on their integrity and morals, not the money they have or the materialistic nonsense. That's a fact. That this is one thing that I like to talk about. Like, judge me on my morals and integrity. And I know a lot of guys will say it's not about that. They want to know if you got resources and stuff, which is cool. And I totally understand that as a man. I totally understand that a woman wants me to be able to provide and do certain things for her. But at the same time, it's like that's not all that I am. I'm more than that. Like stop looking at me as something that's just materialistic. And women will say that, and I feel like they'll say that just to reel you in and be like, no, like I I'm really trying to get to know you and I'm willing to help you in a relationship and do this and do that. But at the end of the day, it's not true. And most men, we know this. We know that if I lose my job or I'm not able to provide certain things that you want, you're gonna have an issue with that, and the relationship is gonna be over with. Like in the beginning, I could have a good job and we could be working and I could be maintaining the household. But if something happens and I get laid off or whatever, a woman is only going to accept that for so long. She's after so long, she's just going to basically dip on me. Like I say, she's not going to hang around and baby, well, you know, I can do this for the time being. And why are you looking for a job? Women don't operate like that. They'll say, "Yeah, I'm down to do that because I really love you. I'm really for this relationship," but they're really not. They're really not. And, and women don't want to be honest about that. They act like they will, but they're not honest about that. Like I've talked to women and they always say this. That's well, I understand that, maybe I'm gonna have to help out in relationship when it comes to bills or when it comes to doing this and raising the kids and all of it. And I'm like, cool, I understand that. And if I ever get to a point where I'm able to totally provide everything that you want, I will do that as well. But hey, look, if I can't do that for a certain amount of time, I know you're gonna dip out on me. I know you're gonna hold it against me and you're gonna find somebody else to be with. I've already experienced this. What's up, Dark Kent? Ruggins. What? Why do people always say that I'm Diddy? That I don't even look like Diddy. That's crazy. UK lady says, I gotta bounce, but I've subbed to you. You got a great show going on here. Appreciate it, UK lady. I've been getting a lot of people from the UK. And matter of fact, somebody was on my show from Palestine. I said Palestine. Palestine is in Texas, y'all, if y'all don't know. I know it's a place called Palestine, Texas. But Palestine. So I guess it's a lot of international stuff when you're doing this vertical stream. But anyway, back to the topic. I me personally, I just see men not approaching for obvious reasons. I don't think that it's just like a lot of men's testosterone has gone down and men don't want to be men no more and men don't want to operate like our grandfathers and fathers used to operate. I don't even think it's that. I just think, like I said, that most men now are just have come to the conclusion that either I'm a creep, and the only way that you're really a creep is if the woman doesn't like you. Now, if you approach her and you're ugly to them, she's gonna say you're a creep. She's gonna turn her head. She's gonna look at you like, why is he approaching me? She's gonna make you feel very uncomfortable. And I know I'm not an ugly guy, but I've experienced that as well. Like I've experienced a woman like seeing me coming and just kind of like, oh my God, here he come. And I just immediately went another direction. I didn't even go because I knew what it was gonna be once I, begin to conversate with her. Now, you got a lot of bold guys that really don't care. They'll just keep going up to women. And I applaud that. And I don't have any issue with that. And they don't mind being called creeps and they don't mind being called creepy. But for the men who, are tired of that type of interaction with women, that should let women know right there that maybe we should change our attitudes. But we know that they want. We're living in a society where they're validated on anything they do. They're validated on all of their emotions and what they feel about men. I mean, when you see them online or you see them in person, when they tell you how they feel about relationships, they're always validated or people always back them up. Even men will back them up. But a lot of guys now have just taken the stance as like, look, I'm not gonna waste my time. So my question, like I asked in the poll, is how do y'all approach women? Where do y'all meet women at? Do y'all meet them online or dating apps? Do you just say F it? I'm just gonna pay for it. I just, go out and get my little $40 and do my thing with my little $40. Or you don't. Some men say, I don't even waste my time. I don't even approach them. Or do you approach them casually, churches, events, in the public? You know what I mean? And as I'm looking at the poll, I've already got 5 votes. The majority of them, 4 of them, if it's 5 of them, 4 of them say, I don't. So out of the 4 out of 5 so far, they're saying that they don't even approach women. They're saying, I don't approach women. I don't waste my time. I just go on about my day, and it is what it is. This is why you have statistics that show that is it like 45 or 50% of women in the next 20 to 25 years are going to be single. It may even be before that. And I believe it. And I totally believe it for the simple fact that I know women around me or some of my classmates as I've spoken on before, and these women thought that they were hot shit in high school, and now you see them online and they single, they're not married. And I'm a millennial. Most of these women are not married. Most of millennial women don't have nobody. What you do see is them constantly having these parties where they hanging out with other women. And I keep seeing this from one particular female on my timeline. She is always having a party where it's a bunch of women involved, no men. Seriously. They've had lingerie parties. They've had birthday parties. They just had like I guess I don't know, just a random. Well, it was a waiting to exhale party. I was like, what the hell is that? They had a waiting to exhale party where it was no men, and they was like giving each other gifts. And I said, my God, they can say what they want to say, but most women are dying for men to approach them. Dying for men to approach them. But everything that has taken place for the last 20 to 30 years has made men feel like it's not even worth it. You're unwelcome. You don't need to be here. I only need you for one thing. You're useless. You're worthless. So, how can you blame men for saying, I don't even waste my time? I don't even approach women no more. Why would there be any men at that movie? I don't know what you mean by that now. Okay. But yeah, it's look at this clip that I'm about to show y'all. This woman, she says that men are scary. They're scary ass men and they're scared to approach women. I don't buy it.
Men don't come up to you, not even bitches. Nobody comes up to you in the club. Nobody comes up to you in the club. They be scary as fuck, and I don't understand why.
Look at the masculine energy that she's giving off. She don't know why. She don't know why men are not approaching. They scary as F. And she doing putting her lips out. Like, dudes, we know a female and we know what type of woman she is before you even get over there. You can peep it. You can tell. You can tell by the way she's looking. All of it. Dudes know this. You've seen it so much at this point where you just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have a good time. And let's not forget that a lot of women love to reject men, which is a part of it. But some women get a kick out of this. Some women actually get a kick out of telling men no and get away from me, you creep. Can you do this and can you do that? Are you able to take me out on and I require this? You've seen the requirements for some women saying that they require a man to take them on such and such dates. Even some men are like, nah, look, I'll take a woman on a coffee day. We can go walking, maybe we can get a drink or two and just kind of go somewhere in public. And they don't like that. That's how you know that they don't like you or they're not even interested in you. If you ask them to go on a coffee date or something simple, man, they're like, don't let these men get away with trying to take you on no coffee date. Like, what is there to get over with? I don't know you and you don't know me. I can't ask you for sex. I can't ask you for some type of sexual favor. So why are you requiring me to spend X amount of dollars on you and I don't know you? Because that's exactly what they'll say when you ask for sex. They'll be like, I don't even know you like that. Why would I give you sex? Okay, why would I spend $300 on you and I don't even know you? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So in a sense, when I listen to some of these dudes and what they're saying, I be agreeing with them, especially people like Coach Greg Adams, and where I'm like, he talks about their free agent lifestyle, and it's like, bro, he's telling the truth. Most of these women are the same. They're not really just looking for somebody; they're looking for a piggy bank. So you might as well just have a good time, get your money, move on with your life, and do what you want to do. That's why he's always advocating for men to get their money up so you can live a certain lifestyle and you can just knock down a certain amount of women or knock down the type of women that you want and just move on. But don't be trying to get married. Why do you think you have a rise in people like that now? Because women have made it so. Women have made it to the have done and said things where you just like, shit, that's probably the best plan for me is to live my life like that. Because if I live my life sitting up here actually trying to find somebody who wants to be with me, it just ain't gonna happen. And you be like, I really don't want to believe that. But at the end of the day, it's true. It's really true. Talk to some of these women. They don't really want to be with you. They will say that, but to me, they say that now just to reel you in. Just to reel you in. You know what? Um, yeah. I you know what? I agree with what you're saying. You know, I want to be like this in a relationship and I want to have kids. And they just saying this shit, but they really don't mean it. They don't mean it. How many times have you been in a relationship with a woman and she changes? It has happened to me at least 3 times where they talk a good game and once the relationship is locked in, they change because they think they got you. Or they think, oh, I gave him some sex, I got him. Now he got to do what I say do. Uh-uh. So it's so funny now when I talk to women and I make it clear how I am and who I want to be prior to the relationship and what I want from the relationship, they ghost me. They ghost me. When I tell them exactly what I want and I tell them how I operate in relationships, they ghost me because they don't like it. Because what I tell them is, look, I'm the man. Yes, I want to have final say so over things. I do respect your opinion, but things are going to go like this. I'm not going to be manipulated. I'm not going to change who I am just to make you feel better because I've done that. I've done that in relationships where I said, okay, you know what? I will change this to appease her. And the moment I done that, you know what happened? She didn't like it. And the relationship went south. So I said, I'll never do that again. I'll never change who I am to be in a relationship. Whatever you get in the beginning is who you're going to get in the end. So, like I said, once I tell them how I am and how I operate, They don't like it and they disappear because they know deep down in their hearts that what they're saying is BS, and how they think once they have me locked in, how I'm going to change. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I don't care how much sex you try to give me, because women try to use that as a weapon. They try to withhold sex or give you they think that they're manipulating you with that. That's not going to manipulate me. I'm not a high schooler, not a teenager anymore. Tim says once a woman gets bored or think her man is sprung, she's going to destroy the relationship. Yeah, they do it every time. Once they feel like they have you, because a lot of dudes get caught up in that, and I know this. A lot of dudes get caught up in, once they get some sex, they just get so wide-eyed and they start adhering to every little thing a woman wants. And when you realize that about women, which I figured that out a long time ago, don't be listening to women. Don't be doing everything that they want you to do. Don't just sit around and just cater to women. They don't like that. They act like they like that, but they don't really like that. They don't really like that. They don't like a man who they can just walk over. But a lot of dudes sincerely think that once they get with a woman, if they turn into that, oh baby, yes, baby, you want me to do this? Oh, I love you. I bought you flowers. I did. Once you turn into that guy, it's a wrap. They're gonna look at you like you a bitch. And most dudes sit up here and fall for it. And I don't fault dudes, because in the beginning you have to learn. When you're a young man, you got to learn this stuff. But the dudes who are at my age now and you still doing this stuff, that's an issue. If you don't get that by now, you don't get it. If you still falling for those tricks, you don't get it. If you're not in control of these relationships, you don't get it. No woman should control a man. No woman should have the man by the balls to the extent where he is just jumping up anytime she says get up. Anytime she says go, he just goes. If you ain't setting some type of rules, laws, things that how the relationship should go, who is the person that gets the final say? As a man, if you can't get that through your head that you should take control and have the final say, throw it out the window. Because the moment that you give her that power is the moment that their relationship is over with. And I will not give her that power. Jay says, my girlfriend got me on a leash. Well, it's a wrap for you, Jay. If your girlfriend got you on a leash, it is a done deal. Dudes like Jay are dudes that get cheated on, they get talked bad to in public, they get treated like the bitch in a relationship. If you cannot overcome that, you are not a man, sir. And I refuse to do it. I refuse to do it. There is no woman that's going to talk to me any kind of way. I ain't playing that game. Tim says women create cheating, create cheating men because good men notice the only way women love them is if they don't love them and have women on the side. That's a fact. We see that too many times. We see women who constantly interact with men who don't appreciate them, don't like them, men who have other women on the side, men who cheat, men who have multiple baby mamas. They love those types of guys. This is what I'm saying. The dudes who sit up there and give a woman their all, always got the googly eyes for her, always making sure she's straight, always checking on her. That's the man that she looking at like, bro, you a simp, you a bitch, like you ain't worth it, you weak. It's crazy. Carrie Wilger says men want three things from a woman: a queen in the kitchen, a lady in public, and a hole. She said a hole in bed. No, that's not necessarily true. I mean, to an extent, it is. Yes, we want a queen in the kitchen, a lady in public, that's for sure, and a hole in bed. I mean, I won't disagree with you, but that's not all that we want. I think a man who actually wants a relationship with a woman is looking for that emotional thing as well, looking for that nurturer, that motherly figure, especially if he wants kids. If he wants kids, it's other things that he wants as well. But the thing with women is they don't respect what men want. They don't respect how we feel about things in a relationship. They only want us to respect what they want. They only want us to think about their needs and stuff like that. Like, okay, for example, a man will say, "How you doing, babe?" when you get off work. You okay? Women, do they typically ask those types of questions? I don't think so. I've experienced it a few times, but I've had experiences where I've texted a woman like, "How you doing today? How you doing?" She like, "Oh, I'm good," and you expect her to say, "How you doing? What about you?" And they don't even say that. They just start talking about them and what's going on with the rest of their day. Dark Kent says, and most men require two things from a woman: his belly full and his balls empty. Yep, that's pretty much it. I mean, at the base of it, yeah, that's pretty much it. But for a lot of women, those things that Carrie was talking about is something that women feel like they're being degraded. See, they think that if you ask them to be a queen in the kitchen, a lady in public, and a whore in bed, it's really degrading. But it's not, because what most women require from a man is to be someone who is a provider, a protector, and we don't look at that as like, oh, that's all you look at me as. No, we just think that that's a part of what you think of me as, but that's not all. Like, I respect that you as a woman, yes, want me to provide and want me to protect, and I'm cool with that. Like, I don't even have an issue with that. But those same things that a man wants from a woman, they feel like that's degrading, or like, no, I don't operate like that. This is not the 50s. It's like, but that is really a part of your duties, whether you think they are or not. Carrie says, other than that, I agree with what you said. Do not be a punk around a woman. Yeah, don't do that. Don't be a simp. Don't be a, just don't go along to get along with everything that she says. Like, I learned that so long ago. Like, she well, I want to do this, and we should go over here. Instead of me knowing deep down in my heart, like, I don't want to eat over there. And I'm just like, okay, cool. We can go over there because she wants to go over there. If I'm like, nah, I don't want to eat over there. I want to go over here. Trust me. She'll play that role like, why? But she gonna have a lot more respect for you if you do it. Or she gonna be like, okay, he's taking control. This is a man. Instead of you being like, okay. Babe, where do you want to go, babe? You want to go to the steakhouse? Okay, we can go over to the steakhouse. It's fine. It's fine. That's fine. It's fine. I'm good. Wherever you want to go, that's where I want to go. You start turning into that kind of guy. You can kill it. You can kill it. Tim says women play games with sexual access in a relationship or marriage, and it's not going to happen frequently enough for most men. Yeah, because women are not supposed to withhold sex from men as a form of like, do what I say. Oh, you didn't act right today, so you don't get none. That's not what they should be using sex for. They do it, but they shouldn't be doing that. They do it, but they should not be doing it. Because as a man, I can't withhold my funds or withhold my protection or my resources because I didn't like what you did today. Like, well, okay, I'm not Today is the day I don't protect you. So if somebody comes over here, you just screwed. Okay, yeah, I'm not paying no bills this month because you was acting funny all week. So yeah, you on your own. That's not how that works. It's just not how it works. But yeah, when it comes to men not approaching, let me see what the poll is saying now. I got 15 votes. And I said, how do you meet women? 7% said online dating apps. 13% say I just paid for it. 47% say I don't. And 33% say casual church events, public. But the big number is the still that says I don't. Out of the 15 votes, 47% said I don't. So they just don't approach women. They don't even have time. I won't even say they don't have time. I'll just say that they just don't do it. Like just simply don't do it. I was talking to one of my friends the other day because we was playing Xbox and we was playing NBA 2K and and man he talks to a lot of women. And I'm serious, bro. Like he talked to white women, he talked to black women because he's that light skinned type of guy that all of these girls like, right? And he told me, he said, man, I've been playing this game because me and him been playing it for a couple of days. We've been going hard on it. I ain't gonna lie. He was like, man, look, shit, such and such wanted to go out. I'm like, bro, I'm finna chill at the house. He was like, bro, I'd rather sit at the house and play the game most days instead of being with some of these chicks. That's how bad it is. Where dudes are just like, man, I'd rather do something else. If a man would rather do something, I mean, think about this. In the 90s and the early 2000s, when it was all about dudes hollering at girls and getting their numbers and all of this stuff, it was unheard of for dudes to be like, man, I'd rather sit at the house than to go after a chick. You remember if somebody said something like that in high school where, you know, it was like such and such like you. And he was just like, man, nah, I really don't even care. People would be like, what? What's wrong with you? You don't want to talk to her? You don't want now? Men openly say, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. Tim says, my grandmother told my mother to never reject her husband. If he wants sex because somebody else will say yes after you say no. Yep, I've always heard that too. Carrie says, listen to this man. I'm a woman and I can't even stand women. So I understand how you feel. I always be 10 steps ahead of a woman. I appreciate that, Carrie. I appreciate that. That's like validation for my thoughts. And most men's validation because a lot of dudes, I'm not the only one saying this. A lot of dudes be saying this. Even women would tell you that. They would tell you that they don't like a dude that's a pushover. But she did point out, she said one thing that I am starting to hear a lot from a lot of women. She says, I can't even stand women. And I know why she's saying that because a lot of women have this feminist mentality, this feminist attitude where they hate men, they don't respect men, especially in our society when you need men and you need both sexes to operate. But society has told all of these women that you don't need both sexes, you just need women. Women can do everything and women can do this. They can't do that. And that's a fact. Men usually do the heavy lifting, but we need women. Just like when men go to war, you need women to take care of the sick and the elderly and children. You need that. It's it's certain things as men we already know. I know like I said, I have to protect the family. I have to provide. If I was the man to say, no, I'm gonna sit home and cook and clean and I'm gonna do what, how would a woman treat you? How would a woman literally treat you? I mean, Austin the Pro 94 says, yo, can you play my new song, T-Pain's Power on stream. I want you to react to the official video version as it has an animation to it. No, not on this stream, bro. I'm not, I'm not really into that. I'm not really into that. Maybe on another stream, where I'm talking about music or something, I probably would, but not on this. I don't think it's appropriate. Uh inspiration, inspirational mixed meeting says feels foreign and I am a female. BBL has taken over. Yeah, which is now this whole BBL shit. I speak for a lot of men, but I think a lot of women are seeing and hearing from a lot of dudes online, or they seeing a lot of celebrities interact with women who have these BBLs. But I'm gonna tell you, as just an everyday average Joe, I don't like BBLs. I don't like BBLs. I don't like fake eyelashes. I don't like fake hair. I don't like fake lips. I don't like any of that stuff. If a woman is a natural woman and she's pretty, I like her. If she has a booty and it's not real big and it's just her natural booty, I'm cool. Like, I swear to God, bro. I seen women who just have a nice, like a little slim chick with a nice little ass. Like, that is perfectly fine for me because it fits her body. She got some little titties, they're not really big. That is perfectly fine for me. She's pretty. For the most part, she just needs to be pretty and fit. That's cool with me. I don't need this BBL where you got little legs and a big butt. I don't need that. That is disgusting to me. Plus, I always think about this. If we was to get older, how would that look? You got fake breasts and fake ass. When we get in our 60s, what is that gonna look like? How is that shit gonna hold up? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to walk around in my 70s with my wife and she got these they just sitting up. That's to me that's gonna look ridiculous. I know that technology is making it where we age better as we get older and we live longer, but it's certain things that I don't want to have when I get older. I don't want my woman with these perky breasts. Like, I don't care. I don't want that. That looks insane to me. Dark Kent says that's the worst thing a woman can do is hold sex from a man as if it's not more than enough pussycat in the streets. Yeah, that's the worst thing a woman can do. Because certain men, you could play that game with them, but little do you know that this dude has been. What if it's the type of dude who can get all of these different types of women, but he is really into you, and then you play that game with him? Now he gonna call up Sally, Sue, Joanne, and when he starts knocking them down, and you find out about it, you're gonna be upset. But you did it because you tried to play a dangerous game. You can't play that game with men. Inspirational Mix says this is the longest time I've ever been single. Shh, I hear you. I hear you, bro. You ain't the only one inspirational. It's a lot of people out here that's single. It's a lot of people out here that have just said, "Look, I'm." And the funny part about it, a lot of dudes are cool with being single. See, they try to pass off this epidemic that men are being lonely. A lot of men ain't lonely. A lot of see men know how to accept things and move on. Whether you think we're lonely or not, if it's not enough women to deal with, a man being lonely or being single, it's not a big deal like you think it is. Of course, of course, we want to be with somebody. You want to have a relationship, but for women, that's even harsher for them to deal with. For them to be single for for as long as some men have been single, or for as long as some men have been without sex, that is very hard for them. And this is what I was trying to explain to somebody I was talking to the other day. As men, we typically get to a point where you accept things and you move on. It doesn't bother you like some women would believe that it would. They want you to be like, you ain't did this and you ain't did. I understand and I get it, but I still gotta eat. I still gotta pay bills. I still gotta function in society. So I just move on. So when you hear people like this dude Scott Galloway going out here talking about you have a lot of angry men, men who don't get sex and they turn into these angry guys, you're gonna have a problem on your hand. Oh, yeah, you with some guys you probably will, but with most guys, I don't think you will. I think most guys are just gonna be like, look, hey, it is what it is. Because even for me, I think about this. I say to myself, you know what? This is one of those periods in time where it's just bad for us, for men. I hate it. Trust me, I hate it. But life goes on, and I'm not gonna ruin the rest of my life just to try to find some woman who really ain't into me or really don't want to be with me just to live some fantasy life. I'm not gonna do it. Cause I think about this as well. Think about the men like during World War II and all the world wars, who was like, damn, this is the time where we gotta actually protect our country, and I might die. I wish I was living in a time where it wasn't no world war. I wish it was a time where it wasn't no conflict and I could just enjoy my life like the previous generation or the generations after me. But I'm probably gonna have to go to war and I'm probably gonna lose my life. That's kind of how I feel. I kind of feel like, look, we living in that generation where some of us, the people, not just the men, but the women, we probably gonna be sacrificed. Like, we not gonna be with nobody. So that the next generations can see, like, look, we don't want to be like those people. We gotta do better. We gotta improve. We gotta actually have relationships and have kids. And I just feel like we just in that part where we're that generation where it's like, y'all gonna, y'all gonna have to get the bad end of the stick for a while. Tim says the majority of unmarried women play victim and never mention how many good men they reject, but only mention the pookies they love. Yep. Most women deal with a lot of these bad men. We see they give them kids, they give them everything of them, but then they get to a man who they thinks is a good man and they say, oh yeah, you know what, I don't want to have sex no more, and I want to wait till I get married, and it's like, dude, like, come on, man, I don't want to play this game with you. You just sat up there and been with this guy and that guy. You got kids by him and him. Like, why you want to get to me, the good guy, and tell me I can't get none of that? Why you want to get to me and all of a sudden want to change? It's over with. And and most dudes just don't want to hear that. Tim says a good man don't want a woman with a butt that's the size of a mountain for a wife, only for random smashing. Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying earlier, those women are only for smashing. Don't get caught up on TV and see. You see these rappers, they don't even be with these women. They just be knocking them down. They go to events and have them on their arm. But I'm telling you, to me personally, even if I was rich, I would not want that. That looks disgusting to me. I need a natural looking woman. I don't care if you ain't even got no ass. If you natural and you pretty, I'm cool. I don't want that. I don't want to walk around with somebody with a BBL or with fake breasts. I don't want that. I've been in with women and they're like, "Do you think I should get a boob job?" I'm like, "No, you fine. Like, you pretty. Like, why would you go do something like that to yourself? Why?" Inspirational mixed meeting says, "I don't wear makeup, but I like short natural lashes." Like, that's cool. Short natural lashes, that's cool. But see, when I'm talking about lashes, I'm talking about them big ones. You know what I'm talking about? I'm in Texas. A lot of these chicks, man, they had them big. I mean, they be big, bro. You like, come on, man. That looks stupid. You look crazy. You look crazy with that on your eyes. Tim says women over 40 look terrible with excessive tattoos. Yes, they do. Inspirational meeting says I'm a widow. I'm sorry that you're a widow. I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that. Inspirational mixed meeting. Are you actively looking for someone? How old are you, mixed meeting? Tim says men have more money when men remain single because women expect to pay for everything. Yeah. They want you to pay for everything. Everything. They wake up thinking of something for you to spend your money on. Inspirational meeting says Players get old and now looking for a caretaker. That is true. On the opposite side, you got dudes who want to be players their whole life, don't really want to settle down, don't really respect women, which is goes back to my point that a lot of women give a lot of their all to those players, but those players usually get to an age where they want to settle down too. But now they just looking for a caretaker. Tim says only men in their 20s go crazy from not getting sex or rejected. That is very true. That is very, very true. That is very, very true. Because I'm 40 now, and it's like, that's not a big deal. Like, I'm not running around like, damn, oh my God, I need to go smash some. I need to knock somebody down. That's no. Because I know as a man, that controls me. If I think that I have to have sex, if I think that I need that to function, that is controlling my life. And that's not going to control my life. It's just not. Carrie Wilgers says, yes, guys, do not pay a woman's meal. Get to know her first to see if and how you get along. And if she really wants to be with you, she'll hang around. Then maybe take her for a hamburger. Yeah, trust me. If I ask you to go out on like a little coffee date, or meet me at the park and we can chat it up, or we can go. Cause see, if it was me, I would probably go coffee, walking, or like to a little go kart track, something like fun. Like I'll pay for that. You know what I mean? But like trying to spend $200 I'm not doing it. But like Carrie say, if you take it to some places like that where you can kind of see, okay, she's a fun person. Okay, she don't mind talking. She'll tell me this. She'll tell me that. She's cool. Then I can go to the next step. And another reason why I say those coffee dates and things like that is because I really expect a woman just to come how you are. Like some women think, oh, I need to get dressed up. I don't really want you to get dressed up like that. I want to kind of see you just, you just put on some clothes. I ain't saying like put on just some raggedy stuff. I'm just saying just put on something decent. Just come outside. I want to see how you are with that. Like when a woman said, "Oh, my hair ain't done, and I haven't done this, and I'd be like, "Yeah, come on, 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 yeah, let's go," because I want to see how you are. Because me as a man, I know if she's pretty, she gonna be pretty when she go to sleep. She gonna be pretty when she wake up. I don't care. Look, I know how you are without your hair done. I know how you are without makeup. I don't care. And I've been with it's one particular woman, I'm gonna say this, that I really like, but for some reason we can't get on the same page. She tries to, she wants me to do certain things that I keep telling her I'm not gonna do. I'm not like that. Uh, I'm not really a big church person. She wants me to be big in church, and she like, well, if our such and such don't line up, then we can't. And I'm like, look, if you really believe that, but see, I believe in God. But if you believe that I need to actually go into church with you and go to Wednesday nights, and so, if I got to do all that, I can't do it because I'm not being true to myself. And if I can't be true to myself, then I don't want no parts of that. And I really like her, and she really likes me. But for some reason, she goes to church and do these certain things so much that she has been brainwashed into thinking that we can't get along and we can't make it work when that is total BS. Total BS. But she's bought into it. And I can't change her mind about that. I wish I could, but I can't change her mind about that. Now she'll never say that, but I know that's exactly what it is because it always comes up. It always comes up. Other things that have always come up is stuff about Freemasonry. And this is stuff that I don't even talk about. See, if I get into all of that, and she thinks it's the devil, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it be. I'm gonna leave it be. So I leave it alone because some women don't want to change their mind about things. They get caught up in certain things that actually, to me, ruins the relationship, ruins what we trying to build on. Kevin Abreu says people can do anything with the body. Inspirational Mean says she's 39. That's crazy, inspirational. Because you know what? I'm 39. Then she says I'm turning 40 on the 29th of December. But you know what, inspirational? I'm 39 too. I turn 40 tomorrow. I turn 40 tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday. That's crazy. And then after that comment, then you got a dude named Roderick Cherry, which is something I don't even talk about because y'all know me as Roddy Rod. But guess what? My name is Roderick. That's my name. My name is Roderick. Roderick Cherry says, not really. A lot of good ladies are independent, like my wife. We have a balanced relationship with no pressure. Your upbringing was good. Appreciate it, Roderick Cherry. And yeah, I agree with you. I don't mind having an independent woman, but that independent woman still needs to know how to operate in the dynamics of a traditional relationship. I don't mind because I actually want her to be independent in some instances where I don't want to be around you all the time. I don't want to be stuck underneath you. And I don't want you to be stuck underneath me. I want to have my space. If you got you a hobby or something that you like to do, go do that. And I'm not gonna be like, who are you talking to? Is there men there? Like, I'm not gonna be into that because if I actually trust you and respect you, I'm not even gonna worry about that. And I need you to have that same thing for me. Dark Ken say, welcome to the 40 Club. Carrie says, that's good, Roderick. She talking about Roderick Cherry, but not everybody's there yet. Inspirational Meeting says, new subscriber. Y'all appreciate y'all subscribing to the channel. Matter of fact, I probably should go to my other stream because whenever y'all subscribe, I always say that it should pop up. Let me see if it'll pop up over here. Oops, hold up, y'all. Let me put this on the screen. We'll just do it like that. It should pop up. I wish if y'all has hit the subscribe button a second ago, it would have popped up. I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't be on this other little format where y'all seen the streams where new subscriber blah blah. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Tim says at the beginning of the first date, if a woman don't agree with you, don't greet you with a long, tight hug and kiss on the cheek, and she just out for a free dinner. I hear you. You see, but see, I'm gonna be honest with you, Tim. Even that, like she can hug. I do expect a hug, but I don't really expect like a kiss on the cheek. I don't really expect that. I don't expect a kiss on the cheek. I just expect you to feel like make me feel welcome, make me feel appreciated, make me feel like you really want to be there. And I can sense, and you could probably sense that if she really wants to be there just to, try to get to know you and meet you. And you can sense when they're just there to eat. You can tell. As much as women think that they be hiding certain things, they're not hiding it. You can tell. Thank you for the birthday wishes, inspirational mixed meeting. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Carrie. Dark Ken says, Raj, your born day tomorrow, bro. Happy pre-born day if I don't catch you. Appreciate it, brother. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Because, yes, my birthday is tomorrow. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And you know what I'll be doing? Nah, I won't be smoking, but I'll be I'll be having a good time. I can find something for me to do. It ain't no big deal. Nah, I ain't smoking. I just wanted to play that. I don't smoke. Yeah, buddy. Let's check out some clips where I was watching where women was talking about men not approaching. Where was I? I seen some over here on this TikTok page. Let's go over some of them. Let's see. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Okay, we can start with this one.
What's your type? Can you approach me?
Yeah,
Can you
that's so
approach me?
true.
I'll give you eye contact, but it's just like I gave you 3 seconds, maybe half a second, but like you should know that that's enough. Like that is the welcome in. Like that should be it. That's just like if I look at you and I look away and like you can't smile to me. You have to like make sure you don't really smile too much, because then that's cringe. It's like you might as well be approaching them. If now you walk up to me, it's like okay, you
See that's my see that's my issue. Like, why do women have such a hard time of just making a man feel like, yeah, approach me? What's wrong with smiling or giving him instead of just looking 3 seconds and then turning like you can look 3 seconds and just kind of give him a certain look and what's wrong with smiling? What's wrong with actually making a dude feel welcome? Like, yeah, come over and talk to me. No, I have to act like I'm totally uninterested. I have to turn my head and look away for 10 seconds and walk away. It's like, come on, man. Y'all know how people are these days. Y'all know how things are where men don't feel safe to approach. Why not just, I mean, that's the least you could do is give him that a certain smile or look. She talking about if I look more than 3 seconds, that's really creepy. I should just, at that point, I should just go approach him. Well, maybe you should. I'm not into that because as a man, I don't really want a woman approaching me like courting me. But sometimes some of these dudes, yeah, go up to him and flirt or start talking to him in a certain way where he feel like maybe she kind of like me. But y'all don't even want to do that. Y'all, it's too many games involved with women liking men. And y'all got to understand the way that society has been teaching women is made dudes feel like we so creepy and so wrong for speaking to you or trying to talk to you that they just don't do it. And if y'all don't give us enough, y'all really losing out. Just just give a little bit of effort sometime and actually make the dude feel like okay. But they don't want to do that. They want a man to figure out everything. I don't know if y'all realize this, but as a man, sometimes that just gets nerve wracking. And you get so tired of trying to figure out what is she thinking? How does she feel? What should I do? Should I do this? You just get tired of that, man. That is too much. That is way too much. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I know most women expect men. He needs to figure out what type of food I like. He needs to figure out what my favorite color is. He needs to do it. Like some of this shit, it be too much in this day and age when you got all of these bills, all of these expectations of a man. I don't want to sit up here and figure out every freaking detail about you. It is too much. And then y'all expect me to just remember everything on top of trying to be a provider, trying to be a protector. It's way too much. It's way too much. And I don't care that man, you supposed to be look, bro. I don't got time for that shit. I'm trying to make sure when I get old, I got something for me. When I get old, I got something for me. I ain't got time to make sure that you good and what you got going on and what your favorite color is and what you want to eat today and what happened yesterday and I didn't ask you about it and I don't. That is way too much. That is way too much. That is way too much. Tim says these women have too many rules for approaching them. Exactly. They got way too many rules. If women don't start approaching men first, the majority of women never going to get married. That's a fact. with these Gen X and what is these Gen Y, these new folks. If y'all don't approach these dudes, y'all gonna be ass out. Y'all gonna be ass out. Y'all gonna be sitting up here looking crazy, making videos online, and ain't nothing gonna change. And the reason that is y'all gotta thank your moms, your grandmothers. They the ones who set this shit in motion. They the ones who put this in motion. And now y'all gotta deal with the consequences. And this is what I'm saying. Like I said about the men, y'all gonna have to be their generation. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna have to suck this one up. Cause it's not like how it used to be. It's just something totally different. Darkin says, I agree, Rod. Some women make breaking the ice more complex just to approach. Yeah, they make it way too complicated. If you like the dude, let it be known that you like him. What's wrong with that? See, the honest truth about it is, this is the honest truth about that. Women don't want to be rejected. See, they don't mind shitting on the dude, making him feel like crap, making him feel like he's this small. But when it comes to them, they don't want to experience that. They don't want to experience that because in their head, they all tens. They're the most beautiful woman in the world. They got everything going for them. They don't want to experience the same things that they put men through. They don't want to experience that type of stuff. They hate it. If they was to start approaching men and men like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. What? You come up to me? Oh, girl, I know about, man, didn't you smash so-and-so? Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. Don't you know they would have a fit? Don't you know they would have a fit? Terry Bailat says, stop trying to please women. Yes, stop trying to please women. What do women say? Why y'all always getting mad at the simps? Because they the ones that's always trying to please y'all. Only to turn around and them be the same men that y'all take a dump on and make them feel like they this small. And make them feel like they weak. Because they pleased you. See, the dude who didn't care about your feelings, the dude who walked off and walked away from you, the dude who laughed at you, the dude who cheated on you, that's the dude that you like. Just like Tony. See, Tony, you hearing me? He said they are terrified of rejection. Women are terrified of rejection. See, they feel like they don't have to experience that. But this whole feminism crap and, trying to feel like y'all better than men, now y'all have put yourselves in the position of men, the position that y'all were really trying to avoid. And guess what? Now y'all finna be in men's shoes and have to experience the things that we experience, and y'all gonna be mad when y'all have to experience those things. And y'all see how it really go. What in a to be honest, that may be a good thing for y'all. So now y'all can change y'all tune about a lot of things and understand what we go through as men, and maybe y'all would stop doing some of the crap that y'all been doing. This may be a good thing for y'all. Now, this generation of men, like I said, we probably won't get to experience that. But the later generations of men probably will. You feel me? Let me see what else. There was another one I seen. Uh, oh, this is what I was talking about earlier. She's this is a comedian, but listen to what she's saying.
The world got sensitive. So nowadays, a man just walking up to a woman saying, "How beautiful," can be borderline sexual harassment. Ain't that right, fellas? Yes. Yeah, those are the men that sexually harass. Yeah, yeah, forget these bitches. All I said was nice titties, and you got an attitude. You shouldn't have came outside with those titties. Like, sir, they attached to my body. They run in my family. I can't hide.
Now, I know she's making a joke, but how many men going around telling a woman you got a nice ass or a nice titties? How many men is walking around saying that to women? Yeah, y'all know damn well men ain't walking around telling women they got nice ass and titties. You know what would happen if you start telling a woman, "Oh damn, you got some nice ass, you got some nice titties," especially a woman that you don't even know. You know what would happen. And like I said, I know she's making a joke, but this is all BS.
Bottom. And it's crazy because I hate to tell you, fellas, if you ever been accused of making a woman feel uncomfortable, because some men have. If you've ever been called creepy or a weirdo, it's because of one 4-letter word, just 4 letters. You're ugly.
Ain't that what I said earlier? If they think you ugly, then you're a creep. If they think you ugly, you're a weirdo. If they think you ugly, you shouldn't have even approached them because you ugly. So all of this stuff depends on how they feel about you. If they like you, if you're attractive to them, then guess what? You good. But if you're not, them eyes gonna get real big. Security! Security! Somebody get security over here. This guy is harassing me.
Color money.
We know what it is. dudes, you been knowing that. Why you think some men who actually think that they're not attractive just don't even approach? You even hear some women say, well, some of these guys, he's not really he's not ugly. He's actually cute, but he never approaches me. And I see him at the gym all the time. Men, honestly, some men be self-conscious just like some women. They think that they're not that good looking. And they think, well, I shouldn't be trying to talk to her. She's out of my league. And some of these women be broke as hell, got dead out the ass, broke. They just put on a little bit of makeup, but a dude want to approach them thinking, damn, she look good. She way out of my league. Yeah, Tim. If they're attracted to you, it ain't no limits. If they like you, you can do whatever you want to do. Hence why those dudes or the player guys get to cheat on them and do everything they want to do. Hell, they'll even fight for that guy, won't they? That guy will cheat on them and they'll go hunt down the other woman. Oh, you need to stop talking to my man. You need to don't make me come over there and beat you up. So you gonna go over there and beat up the okay. But the dude who really care about you, he weak. Oh, girl, I need to find somebody else. He just every time I say you want to go do this, and he just be like, yeah, whatever you want to do, baby. I just can't stand him. That's why I'm telling you. Do not listen to these women. That's why I be saying it. I don't listen to their ass. That's right, Sebastian. They told you not to approach at the gym. Now they will make videos saying it's a dude that goes to my gym every day. And he doesn't approach me, but he looks at me and I walk over there by him. It's like, don't you know how bad that's gonna go? He don't know that. He don't know that you really like him. Well, I'm always by him. I'm always in his space. How come he doesn't know? Because dudes, to us, that don't mean nothing no more. That don't mean nothing. Cause you be by me or you see me or you look at me. I see women that look at me every day. I'm like, hell no. I know. She just happened to she just be looking in my direction sometimes. That don't mean that I'm supposed to approach her. Like, come on now. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm just honest. And I know a lot of dudes just be honest. Psh, you don't take things for what they seem to be anymore. Not like you used to. Because if you take things for what they seem to be these days, you may be sitting there looking crazy. And I know a lot of dudes ain't trying to be sitting there looking crazy. They just not. Let's see something here.
Women are going crazy, guys, because they can't figure out why you're not going up to them anymore. Guys' eyes are wide open now, right? They're wide open. And they're starting to say, well, you know what? I used to think it was worth it for me to just put myself out there all the time because, I wanted to take a girl out. But now I'm realizing you got the gold diggers, you got the women who want the free meal, you got the women who expect me to do everything, but in return want to do nothing. You got women who are saying, what do you bring to the table? But when you ask them, they get insulted. You got women who don't.
Oh, God. Don't even get me started on that stuff. Don't even get me started on that bring you to the table crap. What do you bring to the table? Well, I got this job. I make this amount of money. I love kids. I want to have a family. I drive a nice car. I have investments. I got all of these different things going for me. What about you? Don't ask me that. How dare you? I am the table. Ain't that what they say? I am the table.
Stop the cap.
I am the table. No, ma'am, you're big as a table, okay? You are not the table. I mean, Jesus.
Can't even talk. You talk about, oh, yeah, you had 400 boyfriends before and you slept with all of them. They get defensive. Maybe I just don't need to pursue women right now at all. That's what's happening. And I'm not saying that's good, by the way, because ultimately I'm someone who believes in, men and women complementing each other when men are in their masculine and women are in their feminine and coming together and making a big, beautiful family. But this is the reality that's happening right now. And I understand why. Guys have had enough. So ladies, you want it to change. Instead of making a stupid TikTok video and complaining about it, act different. Act different. Look at your life and say, am I prioritizing stuff that guys don't give a lick about? And then complain.
They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They just want to keep making us change. They don't want to change, but they constantly want us to keep changing. No, they want to change how they operate, but they want you. They don't want to change how they operate, but they constantly want men to change to appease them. Like, no, they need to change to this. Okay, now I'm doing this now. Now he needs to change to this. Okay, now I'm doing this now. Now he needs to do this. And dudes like, I'm not playing that game no more. I'm not playing that game anymore. That is a played out game. That is a losing strategy. And I always get made a fool out of. Why would I waste my time with that? Tim says women messed it up for themselves now. It's basically if they don't let a man smash on the first or second date, most men moving on. Yeah. Because men are now like, shit, I got to get something out of it. So if they don't get nothing out of it, then they dip. Once they realize that women just trying to get some free food or just in it for some type of monetary gain or whatever the case may be, the men are like, I need a return, a ROI. I need a return on my investment. If I don't get it, bye. And if I do get something, if it ain't what I thought it was gonna be, bye. I'm leaving on that. So this is one of those things y'all gonna have to suck it up.
that they don't give a lick about me? Have some self-reflection in the game. Is my attitude shitty? Did I make 4 TikTok videos, you know, ripping on a guy the other day that I went out with, and now other guys are looking at that saying, oh, I'm not going to be, I'm not getting in line for this one. Self-reflect instead of bitching about it. Oh, well, he doesn't want me because he doesn't appreciate a woman who makes a salary like blah, 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 blah.
She ain't lying. She is not lying. She is not lying. Oh man. All right, man. I think that was a pretty good conversation, in my opinion. I appreciate everybody for checking out the show, watching the live, coming through, commenting. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Turn on the notification bell once you do that. If you're watching it on the replay, do those things as well. And guess what? I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace.